Yo everyone, Starter Protagonist is here. We are in the last week of Season 7 of Fortnite Festival. The next artist for Season 8 is confirmed to be Sabrina Carpenter due to her microphone being in Kingdom Crossing. And as someone who has listened to her music, as well as seen her being in the Disney Channel sitcom Girl Meets World, I'm so very looking forward to this upcoming season, especially considering that she has 2 back-to-back banger albums in my opinion. I would really appreciate it if you all would use my supporter creator code, which is Startastic. It definitely helps support the channel a lot. And if you're planning on getting Sabrina's full set when it drops, now's the right time to use my code. And while I am excited for her coming to Fortnite, I'm also worried about how they'll handle Season 8. It's no stranger that the Fortnite Festival team, aka Harmonix, has been fumbling with the latest seasons of this mode. We've been getting less and less as each season occurs, which leads up to the recent controversy that I'll get into later in this video. But the first half of these seasons weren't like this. In fact, these seasons were really good. Starting things off, we had The Weeknd as the headline artist for Season 1. We got banger tracks such as The Hills, Can't Feel My Face, Blinding Lights, Save Your Tears, Take My Breath, and Popular. We got introduced to the Festival Pass as well as the Weekend Bundle for the item shop. Now at that time, the mode did face some backlash due to the price of the pass being 1800 V-Bucks, as well as the instruments being overpriced. But now the instruments are a little cheaper, and the Festival Pass is now the Music Pass, and it now costs 1400 V-Bucks instead. So the Weekend Bundle was 3500 V-Bucks, but due to the instrument prices being lowered, it's now 3100 V-Bucks. So you get 1 skin, a back bling, a built-in emote, a pickaxe, the Popular Vibes emote, a wrap, and 2 instruments. All of that for 3100 V-Bucks, which is kind of fair considering all the stuff you get. And the Festival Pass includes his other 2 instruments, the Blinding Lights jam track, a loading screen, as well as the After Hours skin. So overall, this was a good start to kick off Fortnite Festival. Season 2 has Lady Gaga as the headline artist, and I think this is the best Fortnite Festival season of all time. The track list is amazing, having so many bangers such as Bad Romance, Just Dance, Poker Face, Applause, Bloody Mary, The Edge of Glory, Born This Way, Stupid Love, and Rain on Me. Disease was added later on, so we got 10 Lady Gaga jam tracks, which is a very good amount. The Festival Pass includes 2 of her instruments, a back bling, the Stupid Love emote, and a Poker Face jam track along with a loading screen and the enigmatic Gaga skin. As for the Lady Gaga bundle, it includes the Chromatica Armor Gaga skin, as well as the Rain on Me emote, the Stupid Love jam track, and her 2 other instruments, all for the price of 2800 V-Bucks. Now, everything in her set is really good, especially the Chromatica Armor Gaga skin, since it references her album cover, Chromatica. And overall, this was an amazing season. I really did enjoy this one a lot. Next, we had Billie Eilish as the headline artist for Season 3. This was also a pretty good season, despite me not listening to her music that much. But she got some pretty good songs such as Bad Guy, All the Good Girls Go to Hell, Chihiro, Therefore I Am, and she has many more, which makes up a total of 10 jam tracks. The Festival Pass for this season is a little different. This time, you automatically get the skin when buying the pass. Not only that, but Greenwood's Billy has an exclusive edit style called Ultraviolet, which is reactive to music. So if you didn't buy the pass at that time, you can't get that style, and that's the kind of exclusivity I can get behind. She also has 2 instruments, a loading screen, a back bling, and the Oxytocin jam track. She also has not 1, but 2 item bundles. The first one has 2 jam tracks and emotes, while the second one has the Redwood's Billy skin, along with her Good Girls Wings back bling, as well as her other back bling, and 2 more instruments, all for 2300 V-Bucks, which is a good price. So she has a good amount of jam tracks and cosmetics, but the next season would turn things up a notch. I've never listened to Metallica once before, but after listening to a bunch of the songs they had in their set list, yeah, I can definitely see why people love Metallica a lot. Metallica was teased throughout the beginning of Chapter 5 Season 3. From their song Fuel playing in the trailer, to one of the skins wearing the Metallica t-shirt, and in just a few days, Season 4 of Fortnite Festival has begun. But instead of keeping the collaboration strictly to Fortnite Festival, it affected all the modes. Metallica has a total of 14 jam tracks, the highest number of tracks from one artist so far. We got Fuel, Ride the Lightning, Sad But Truth, Battery, Fade to Black, The Unforgiven, Nothing Else Matters, One, Enter Sandman, From Who the Bell Tones, Master of Puppets, Seek and Destroy, Wherever I May Roam, and Lux Eterna from their latest album. That is a lot of jam tracks, my god. And for the festival pass, we have all 4 members, of course, with Lars Ulrich being automatically available when purchasing the pass. We also got his drum kit along with Kirk Hammett's guitar, a banner icon, a loading screen, and the 1 jam track. And for the Metallica bundle, you have the 4 members alongside their back blings, the Sad But True jam track, the Ride the Lightning contrail, and a rap. All of that for 3,400 V-Bucks, which is just as good of a price as the TMNT bundle. There's also 2 Metallica emotes which you can only buy individually. And for Battle Royale, the Loot Island was changed to fit Metallica. There's also the Ride the Lightning Mythic, which is a mobility item that helps for escaping the storm or fights. And you had to do quests to unlock a second Metallica loading screen, as well as James Hetfield's guitar and Robert Trujillo's bass. And when you go to Nitrodrome during the Rex season, it plays nothing but Metallica on the radio. For Rocket Racing, there was also a racetrack dedicated to Metallica. It has the song Fuel playing in the background. And you also had to do quests in order to get the Backfire car, as well as the Metallica decal and wheels. Finally, to top it all off, we had a Metallica live concert, which was good in my opinion. I can understand why people would consider this to be the best Fortnite Festival season of all time. This season has so much packed content and a crazy amount of jam tracks, but I would consider this as my second favorite of all time. However, despite how awesome that season is, Season 5 will be the downfall of Fortnite Festival. The next season has KLG as the headline artist, as she is a Latin artist, and while that's all fine and dandy, the content was a bit lacking. We only got 5 jam tracks, which is way less than what the weekend had. We have Cairo, Okidoki, Tusa, Provenza, and Kiona, however you say that. But for the festival pass, we got the Bachata seasoned KLG skin, a back bling, 2 instruments, and one of our jam tracks. She also has 2 bundles, one that includes 2 emotes and 2 jam tracks featuring 2 of her songs, Okidoki and Cairo, and the second is the KLG bundle, which includes the skin, a back bling, another microphone, a rap, and a Provenza jam track. All 5 of those items cost 2,300 V-Bucks together. She also has her own concert, which is even better than Metallica's in my opinion, almost as beautiful as Ariana Grande's Rift Tour concert. And while all of that sounds good, it doesn't compare to the other Fortnite Festival seasons we had. And it didn't help that this season started on the same day as the second Marvel season, which wasn't the brightest idea as all the attention was obviously on the Marvel season. However, I don't consider this as the worst season of all time. It's just lackluster to me. And having only 5 jam tracks is a far cry from what we had in Season 1. Season 6 has Snoop Dogg this time as the headline artist, as well as playing a major role in Fortnite Remix Chapter 2. This would also be the start of the Festival Pass being revamped as the Music Pass and now costing 1,400 V-Bucks. And for the Music Pass, we have the LBC 93 dog outfit, as well as the back bling, a rap, 3 instruments, and a Young Wild and Free jam track. And for the Snoop Dogg bundle, you get the skin along with the back bling and a transformation emote. There's also a glider, a pickaxe, the Snoop Walk emote, and a Drop It Like It's Hot jam track. This is easily the most expensive bundle of all the seasons, costing at 3,500 V-Bucks, which is a bit too much. And if you thought KLG had the worst season of all time, I'm sorry, but in my opinion, Snoop Dogg had it worse. He only had 3 jam tracks: Young, Wild and Free, Drop It Like It's Hot, and Beautiful. Plus, he doesn't have his own concert. He was part of Remix Chapter 2 and was part of both remix concerts, but they weren't fully his concerts. So even though he was done well in BR, Fortnite Festival Season 6 leaves a lot to be desired. Easily the most disappointing season in my opinion. Finally, we have Season 7, the latest season, which features Hatsune Miku as the headline artist. I've already done a video talking about the collaboration, so you can check that out in the top right corner. Now, at the time of me recording this, you still have some time left to get all of the cosmetics. This time we have 6 jam tracks: Miku, World Is Mine, Daisy 2.0, Magical Cure Love Shot, Melt, and Decade. For the Music Pass, we got Neko Hatsune Miku, as well as a back bling, 2 instruments, a loading screen, and a spray, as well as the Magical Cure Love Shot jam track. For the Hatsune Miku bundle, we have the skin, as well as the back bling, the Miku Live and Miku Miku Beam emotes. For 2 other instruments, the Miku Light Contrail that plays World Is Mine, and the Miku jam track. Now the entire bundle is 3,200 V-Bucks, which has more cosmetics and costs less than the Snoop Dogg bundle. Hatsune Miku also made a way into Rocket League, where you're able to do quests to get some card cosmetics that'll carry over to Fortnite. And there was also the Hatsune Miku Cyclone bundle, as well as 3 pairs of Miku wheels and a Leak Beam boost. Now you would think that I would consider this as the best season of all time, right? Well, I think it's only the 3rd best. This is a step up from the previous 2 seasons, but we should have had at least 8 or 9 jam tracks instead of 6. They should have added Freely Tomorrow and Puppy Paw. Hell, they could have added Confessions of a Rotten Girl and Weekender Girl. She has a large amount of songs in her catalog, yet we only got 6, and one of them isn't even hers. And just like Snoop Dogg, we did not get a Hatsune Miku concert, which is a major red flag, especially when she has so many in her 15+ year career. But outside the seasons themselves, there were also issues. Starting off the bat, we had the 1-year anniversary of Fortnite Festival, and they celebrated it in the absolute worst way. The only good thing was being able to have access to all the jam tracks in the rotation for the weekend, but there were no free rewards to obtain for completing the quest tied to the anniversary. However, they decided to pull a major scam. They made reskins of 4 of the previous headline artists, which each costing 1,800 V-Bucks, and the bundle itself is 3,800. They obviously should have just added these as edit styles instead, but that didn't stop there. We were also getting drip feed 2 to 3 jam tracks a week. Usually we get up to 5, but for some reason that number had lowered, and it started ever since the beginning of the Hatsune Miku season. But the biggest controversy this mode has witnessed recently is that they decided to remove 90% of the jam tracks in the shop and only sell the ones that are in the weekly rotation. So if you missed out on a jam track you've been waiting to buy, well, tough shit. You have to wait until it comes back. Now, this I can definitely understand the backlash behind, because they had something good going on with how jam tracks were handled, yet they ended up ruining the mode by adding FOMO. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Fortnite Festival should have had its own shop. Then they wouldn't have to pull this bullshit. Having only 20 jam tracks in the shop is only going to hurt the mode rather than improve it. And combined with the fact that the second half of the seasons each had less jam tracks, makes me worried about how they'll handle Season 8. Like I said before, the 8th upcoming season of Fortnite Festival will have Sabrina Carpenter as the headline artist. If you go to Cannon Crossing, one of the first buildings will have a microphone, and it's the exact same microphone she has. She'll have 2 skins, 2 guitars, 1 keytar, and the microphone that's in Canyon Crossing. And she'll most likely have 1 to 2 emotes. Plus, 2 more of her songs will be added into Fortnite Festival. Please, 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 and Taste. There could be more of her songs like Nonsense, Bedkim, and maybe Fast Times. However, there's no telling how many songs we'll get from her catalog. We could end up having up to 4 to 5 or instead of 7 or 8. And it's been leaked that a new concert is in the works by the same company behind the Kid Leroy's concert during Chapter 4 Season 1. It was already in development during February, so it might be Sabrina's concert. However, we don't know yet for sure. We'll have to wait until it's completely confirmed. And with the Fortnite Festival team adding FOMO to jam tracks, you do have a reason to be a little cautious about this, especially if you're a diehard Sabrina Carpenter fan. I obviously want this season to be good. I want them to do her justice. Give us at least 6 more jam tracks, since 2 of them are already in the game, her smash hit Espresso and Feather, as well as 2 emotes. So I'm not worried about the cosmetics because I know they'll look very good, and I'm obviously going to buy the whole set. But they need to lock in for this season and not half-ass it like they did with Hatsune Miku. Don't get me wrong, I still consider Hatsune Miku as the best collab of Chapter 6 Season 1, but it's not on the level of Metallica or Lady Gaga. So I'm hoping that Fortnite Festival will do Sabrina justice, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I pretty much had to make this video because I'm a bit cautious about this upcoming Fortnite Festival season. So yeah, and like I said before, if you're interested in getting the whole set when it drops, make sure you're using my supporter creator code, which is StarTastic. But until then, this is Star the Protagonist signing out. As always, Goki Genyo, and have a StarTastic day, everyone. If you enjoyed today's video, then be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn those notifications on to join the Star Nation. Also, be sure to follow my Twitter, and while you're at it, check out my previous video. Now,